Well, good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good evening, traders from across the globe. I was going to get out in front of the camera this evening and, jump around and show you some great charts. But it's Thursday night football and I've got some guests coming over, so I'm going to do one of these shoots for you. But I promise the charts will be just as cool. This video is video number 2840, and it is geared for trading on Friday the 13th, traders. That is tomorrow. You know what's really scary about trading on Friday the 13th? Absolutely nothing. Don't believe that nonsense. It's just another day. We'll use the Omni. We'll put our stops in. It'll mean nothing. Remember about stops. Put your stops in. Put them in first. Never trade without them. This is a risky game. So what's going on? Well, traders, the mini Dow has an Omni that wants me to sell the rallies in mini Dow, S&P, transportation average, a whole bunch of that stuff. They want me to sell the rallies. And you know what? Looking at these charts, I agree. And if you look at this area right here, kind of looks easy, right? All you got to do is get short tomorrow and watch it drop, because it looks like it wants to drop to there. That's probably the target. And if you look, it does drop all the way down to the average, and it rallies up, and it drops all the way down to the average, and it rallies up, and maybe all the way down to the average. I think that looks easy, right? Well, at first glance, it looks easy. Remember to put your stops in first, because the word of the day is nimble, traders. If we do get short and the market drops, we are going to get out. And there's a reason to be nimble. But let me just back up for a moment, because I forgot to mention in last night's video, I mentioned that trading gold or the metals is where you could make all your money. Well, I ask all my Omniacs around the world who follow me and take my recommendations. My signal comes in, we get long, it rallies up, we get to our profit target, we get out. If you held any portion of your position, you put a stop at break even on that portion, and we took profits. And then the gold turned around and dumped. And the Omni was right for getting us long gold on a day where it settled much lower. So go Omni. That's about taking your profits when they're there and not being piggish. The Omni let us take our profits in gold, even though gold had a bad day, and it looked like we were wrong. Us Omniacs actually made money for trading on Thursday in gold. But back to Friday. So it looks simple. Sell the rallies in the mini Dow or the S&P or any of that stuff, right? The Russell. And if you look at this chart, as I mentioned, it looks like it's got no trouble. It's going right down there. Forget about the Santa Claus rally. It's over. But hold on. Don't just go there yet. The word of the day is nimble. Why? That's where we're going next. Watch this. Traders, we are creatures of repetitive patterns. If there's anything that would be the cornerstone to technical analysis, it's repetitive patterns. And I am going to show you one that I stumbled upon today, because I spend my life looking for this weird stuff. And when I find it, I present it to you. And here's why the word of the day is nimble. We are creatures of repetitive patterns, as I've mentioned. So watch this. Market jumps up and leaves a gap right here. This is the transportation average. Goes down, fills that gap, and what's it do next? Big rally. All right, puts another gap in here. Comes down, fills the gap, but in this case, even though it had a one-day up, it filled it a little further, but then a rally takes place. On this one occasion, all right, it took a few days to fill it. Next gap, rallies up, fills the gap, rally. Leaves another gap, in fact. What's it do? Rallies up, fills the gap, rally. Now, you might have noticed here, it doesn't exactly fill it sometimes. It just gets close. It didn't quite fill that gap right there, but it got close. And then the rally ensued. Well, here we are. We left a gap, big rally. Transportation average leads us down, and I think we basically looks like we filled the gap. And in all honesty, the gap would be here, because all you have to do is fill in this picture from where you left this high, and if you can get back to it, that is filling the gap, even though you left the gap here. Look it up, kids. I don't make this stuff up. I am very good at analysis. So you'd really only have to fill down to here to fill that gap. And I think we're just about there. I think we can call that gap filled. Now, what's it do after it fills the gap, the transportation average? It rallies out. It's been our leader. It let us down. Why should we be nimble? That's just the repetitive pattern on this chart. Watch this. Let me drop the world famous, everyone on Wall Street uses, 50-bar moving average on it. And look where that comes in combined with support line. Now look at this. You get the bounce into the support line when you fill this gap here, hits the support line and the average. Another gap, fills it, hits the support line and the average. Rallies up, comes down, just hit the support line and the average. I am telling you, kids, the word of the day today is nimble. If you get short indices and they start to go down, the word of the day today is nimble. Get out, because this may take place. There's no guarantee this is going to hold. Maybe this time, instead of filling the gap, it cracks. We don't know. But because we're starting off with a sell signal in S&P Nasdaq Russell. But keep in mind that this may be actually what's going to bottom out the market and start the Santa Claus rally. This very well could be the beginning, after we get Friday the 13th out of our way, could be the beginning to what's dubbed as the Santa Claus rally. This is a big area. If you get under here, maybe there is no Santa Claus rally. But with day traders, we'll take that one day at a time. Traders, I hope that helps. The word of the day is nimble. Remember that. Do me a favor and like and subscribe to these videos. That would really help us with the YouTube algorithms. And keep your emotions out of trading. How do we do that? Well, the first thing we do is don't believe in Friday the 13th. Always put our stops in before we get into a trade. Then say this to ourselves over and over, because we know it helps. I've got Omniacs all over the world that write to me and meet me and tell me how this mantra helps them when they say it to themselves. Are you with me? 1, 2, 3. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll, traders. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe to these videos. Share them around. Join us at livewithoscar.com. I'm in a live trading room right now. I promise you I'm always in it. I'm in it right here. This is me speaking live as I'm doing one of these videos. I'm still in my live trading room. So join me at livewithoscar.com. It costs you $0, not even a credit card, to hang out with me every day and night in my live trading room. I hope to see you there. Have a great weekend, traders. All the best trading out there.